Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this edition of Seeing Beyond and Through with Monty. Today, we are going to explore the topic of Ye, and we're going to see that the artist formerly known as Kanye West, is he making chess moves or is he playing himself? Now, I have run across a number of posts online that states that Ye is in control, that he knows what he is doing, that he is making chess moves, that this is all by design, that the great Ye is in control. And here is an example of one of these posts.
West is being canceled. Balenciaga has cut ties with them. Adidas has cut ties with them. Gap has cut ties with them. And it makes you wonder, this guy's obviously not an idiot. He didn't get to where he's at in life because he's an idiot. People may think he's crazy, but I think he's crazy enough to use cancel culture to his advantage and leverage cancel culture to purposely get canceled so that he can get out of these big contracts. And it makes sense to me because he was recently saying that he wants to own his products and sell them directly to consumer. Doesn't want to be going through Adidas and these companies anymore.
Now, if you believe that, as many people have been stating, that Kanye West is doing this, or should say Ye, let's be respectful, is doing this to get out of his contracts, that he wanted to be the main distributor of his own items, or his own apparel, we should say. Now, I would have believed that. I truly would have believed that. And I looked into that particular incident. However, what made me very skeptical were a couple of things. And this is one of them. I want you to have a look at this.
Another incident involving the rapper formerly known as Kanye West. He showed up uninvited at the Skechers store in Manhattan Beach and was promptly kicked out of the building. Store officials say West arrived with his own camera crew and demanded to meet with executives. They say he engaged in unauthorized filming and was quickly escorted from the building after a brief conversation. The company says it has no intention of working with him. The incident comes just one day after Adidas ended its partnership with the embattled musician. He's also been dropped by several other companies for recent tirades against Jews and other racially insensitive incidents.
Okay, so you've seen that. So Kanye West shows up the day after Adidas dumped him. And he shows up to the Skechers office, hoping to do some type of business deal, to broker some type of business transaction. Now, if you are trying to get out of all of these other contracts and you're trying to be a free man, so to speak, and you basically want to distribute all of these things yourself, then why go to Skechers? Why would you show up there the next day? If all of this was by design, you wanted them to cancel you, you wanted to get out from under them, why would you show up at Skechers? So that made me extremely skeptical. And I started to think, nah, this doesn't make any sense. If you're making claims that you've been robbed, you've been taken advantage of, that people have stolen money from you, that you're not being paid what you are worth, then why show up at Skechers? It's almost like you're complaining about being in bondage, but yet you're trying to negotiate, so to speak, to put yourself back in bondage. So that doesn't make any sense. It just seems like to me that a lot of Ye's stands or his fans just do not want to believe that he is just not in control, that this once mighty man can be dumped, and that he can be discarded, like a lot of people. But I want you to pay attention to this right here, this Piers Morgan interview.
You can do what the hell you want. I'm just saying what my advice is and then work out if I'm wrong. Can we do that deal?
You haven't given me any credit or a moment of reflection for the comparison that I made, the brilliant, if I do say so myself, comparison that I made to the cops pulling over one black person and locking
I
everyone
understand
up.
what you're
and
saying.
my tweet having issues. Wait a second, I wasn't done with the sentence.
Their ethnicity. Why do you keep doing that?
Let me update it then. Okay, so I'll say this. Would I have grown into the box you want me to go in if I say to specify the business people that have raped my people that just so happen to be Jewish?
I think by doing what you've just done, I find that I'm not even Jewish and I find that offensive. Why do you keep having to do that? I don't think you get it at all. I don't think you understand the offense you're causing when you keep using their religious background, their ethnicity, as a stick to beat them with. Why would you do that?
So what are you more concerned about? Getting the richest black man of all time to kowtow? Because it's not going to happen.
I don't want you to kowtow. You can do what the hell you like. You're a billionaire. You can do what the hell you want. I'm just saying to you that I don't think you quite understand when you talk about. Okay, can I finish?
It's not Moti.
You're a multi-billionaire. Okay, well, congratulations. But that doesn't change the fact that when you insult the Jewish people and say you're going DEFCON 3 on the Jewish people, that is as racist as anything.
That interview is very telling. Ye had no problem and loved announcing to the world that he was the richest black man of all time. He loved announcing and putting it out there that he was a billionaire a couple of times over. But Ye also knew, if you would have paid attention to that interview at the very beginning, he states that he had $140 million in the bank. So the whole Forbes thing is a faux pas. Basically, Forbes accumulate the wealth or mesh it all together based upon property, based upon contracts, based upon stocks, based upon potential earnings, just a lot of things. And also, too, they guess. However, Ye loved the illusion of being a billionaire. So why would he risk them dumping him and him falling off the billionaire list? Which is what actually happened. And before the whole Adidas thing, if you guys can go back 10, 15 years ago, many of you may not know that Ye had tried for a 10-year period to break into the fashion industry. It was a glass ceiling that just would not allow him to come in. And he states that back then, they did not want to see or do business with a black rapper. So it took him 10 years to finally get to the top of the echelon of this particular level. And for him to, or for people to believe that, well, him being canceled was by his own volition. It was by his own design. I think that's foolish. I really do. I think that Ye bit off more than what he can chew. I believe that he did not think or fathom that it would go this far, that so many people would be affected, that so many people would turn on him. Adidas, Balenciaga, CAA, his agency, all of these, Anna Wintour, even Candace Owens is distancing herself from him. I do not believe that he thought it would go this far. A lot of times when you're irrational, you don't think, you only react or say things in the moment. And obviously there is something going on with him where he was not able to rationalize thoughts, and the actions of your words are penalties that can follow your so-called free speech. He didn't take that into account. So no, as I look at this, I do not believe that he's playing chess. I believe that Ye was played. And I believe that he took it way farther than what he thought it would go. I believe that he thought that by him bringing in Adidas an extra 2 to 3 billion a year, that he was a valuable asset to the company. But if you look at how much they're making worldwide, that was only a small percentage. They were making a much more than that worldwide. He basically was bringing it in from the American angle, pretty much. So I think that he got a little bit big-headed and thought that he was a greater asset to them than what he really was. Now, this is another reason why I do not believe that this was designed by him or he intentionally wanted himself canceled. This is the Donda Academy, named after his beloved mother. Now, this academy is closing. Actually, some would say it is closed. It was closed, then it was reopened again, then it's closed again. But from all indications, it's closed right now. And what happened with this Donda Academy is that Kanye recruited top basketball players from around the nation to go there because he wanted the Donda sports team, particularly basketball, to be a rival for Sierra Canyon, which is one of the known top basketball, I would say, schools. Well, Sierra's not a basketball school, but it has one of the top basketball teams in the nation. So in this particular post right here, which is up on Kanye's Instagram post, he is pleading to this very powerful Hollywood insider. Can you find a place for the Donda Academy kids to go to school that's properly zoned? I got about 60 children that have no place to be as they look to transfer. They try to dismantle our basketball team. Those boys are being penalized for without reason. So you're going to tell me that he did all of this trying to get himself canceled, but he didn't realize the hurt that he would cause a lot of other people. I don't believe this. I truly believe that he bit off more than what he can chew. He goes, "You're a very powerful business person. Here I am, the once richest black man in the world, asking the very person who is destroying me to at least help these children." Now, in that post, Kanye is asking for help from a very powerful Hollywood agent, businessman, insider, who has connections to Elon Musk, who has connections to the Miss Universe pageants, connections, tentacles all throughout Hollywood, who Kanye says is trying to destroy him. Now, this particular person basically is trying to get other businesses to not do business with Kanye. We bust underprivileged kids in from all over, and they love it at Donda Academy. I see and understand just how powerful you are, but even the mighty Pharaoh was no match for the power of God. So I guess he's trying to tell this particular powerful man, even though you're powerful, just be aware because you're still no match for God. However, I still need and want your help. Will you help me? Just check out his Instagram post. And he goes back there. If I can go back, let's go back. And you're going to see what this here. Here we go. Economic lynching, digital lynching, bankrupting my social credit score. His credit score is in shambles, I hear, because I guess that with all of the finances that they had to take back, undo, redo, and stuff like that, it's really affecting his credit score. Are you trying to bankrupt Adidas and me at the same time? You tried to destroy my life after all the money I've made for the business people. So apparently, this particular man is extremely powerful. And Kanye is kind of pleading to this particular person. We're going to get into who this person is in a minute. But top basketball recruits find schools after Donda Academy closure. So apparently, his beloved Donda Academy, named after his beloved mother, did eventually close. Now you're going to say and believe that somehow Kanye was playing chess and he meant to do this. No. I just think that he was being very irrational in his thought and very reckless with his speech and words in which he was saying. As I mentioned before, five-star prospect Rob Dillingham, AJ Johnson from Kanye West Donda Academy, transferred, leaving program in shambles. So basically, Donda Academy, their basketball programs, was trying to rival Sierra's basketball program. And they did have a very good team. But through Kanye's or Ye's words, unfortunately, the fallout affected a lot of people. And it got these innocent children, who were going there, it got them booted out of leagues because no school league would host the Donda Academy basketball students or program from there. Now, this is the powerful executive, businessman, agent, who has tentacles all in and over Hollywood that Kanye was appealing to. This is Ari Emanuel. And Ari Emanuel, according to Kanye, is trying to destroy him. Now, this is just how powerful Ari Emanuel is. Ari Emanuel's Hollywood talent agency, WME, to cut 300 jobs. Ari Emanuel tried to broker Elon Musk's Twitter settlement report. So he is in a whole brokerage deal also, and somehow is connected to Twitter and have a hand in say as to the whole Elon Musk deal. Super agent Ari Emanuel struggles to dump Miss Universe pageant for $20 million. So this man has businesses all over pretty much. And this is who Kanye was appealing to help find the 60 or so students, other schools to go to. And Kanye is accusing him of bankruptcy, of trying to destroy him, of basically affecting his credit score, so forth and so on. So I'm posting this right here, not in glee or celebration as to what happened to Kanye, because to be honest with you, if Kanye was a billionaire, which he wasn't, I mean, it would have been so much better for him to be involved in the black community, to be pro-black, to look out for the plight of black people, for the advancement and elevation of his own race. That would have been a lot more better to celebrate. No one's celebrating this downfall. I'm just disputing what people are making a foolish claim about, that somehow Kanye West wanted to be canceled, that he did this deliberately, that he sabotaged his businesses so he can have full ownership. I think somewhere down the line, he would maybe have wanted that, but I do not believe that it was intentional. And you know what? With his money that he had, Adidas was paying him $140 million a year. And the guy is not even a real designer. He doesn't do any sketching. He doesn't do any making any type of garments or anything. What they did for his shoes was that they had people who came in there, presented different designs to Kanye. The ones that he liked, he basically gave an okay, but he can tweak them. He can tell them, can you add this? Can you take away that? Can you make them this color? Can you make them this high, this low? That's pretty much what he was doing. He was not sketching out any type of design. He's not a designer. So basically, he pretty much had a very easy job, per se. Now people are saying that, well, he wants to distribution his own products. Okay. I don't believe that he was trying to do that. Maybe he had that plan. I will agree with that. But what I'm simply saying is that I do not believe that he did all this, trying to cancel himself to get there. That's all that I'm saying, though. I think that he got arrogant, high-minded, conceited, that he was much more valuable than what he really was to these companies. And I think that the whole billionaire thing went to his head. To some degree, maybe he thought that because he had $1 billion, he was untouchable or unsinkable. But he was proven wrong. Endeavor staffers fume over IPO, saying it mainly enriches boss Ari Emanuel. So Ari is the boss of a lot of people. So basically, this was a Balenciaga, this mouthpiece, and I just lost the word for the grill, that he wore like a week before he was dumped. Now he's going to go into Balenciaga with the mouthpiece, and then a week later be dumped after wearing the whole White Lives Matter t-shirts, that whole fiasco. No, people. It's unfortunate, though, that it had to really go this far. It's unfortunate that he seems a little bit megalomaniacal, that he doesn't want to listen to people, that he just cannot take directions, that he just doesn't know when to zip it or to be quiet. Personally, I think that he should stop tweeting right now. Stop tweeting, take a break, let things kind of cool off. I mean, 2 weeks, people, I mean, we're going through a lot of stuff right now. The midterm elections are coming up. But he's giving people ammunition and reason to keep talking about him because he keeps tweeting every day or every other day. And maybe he should get out of Los Angeles at the moment if all of these people have it in for him. But he just does not know when to shut it off. And that tells me right then and there that you're not dealing with someone with a full stack of cards who just doesn't know when to turn things off. He just keeps going and going and going. And it's to his own detriment. So, I do not believe that Kanye West was finessing the system, finessing the companies, that he was playing chess, that he was playing checkers, that he wanted to be canceled. I believe that Kanye West played himself and ended up being the responsible party for his own demise. And it's truly unfortunate that it came to this far, where innocent children are being affected. Staffers at Donda Academy are being affected. It's a shame that, he's lost a great portion of his money, even if it was tied up in stocks and investments into the company, future potential earnings. But I just think that we got to be very careful about what we say and how we say things. And be very cognizant of the fact that if we're not in control yet, someone is in control. And we have to be extremely careful with our wording as to how we say and word things and speak a more codified language. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, that is another edition of Seeing Beyond and Through with Monty. And I will see you all beyond and through.